All right. 1.12. New hero, new map. Yeah, this character is very cool. 12-hour stream for patch notes. What? I got plans tomorrow. I cannot do a 12-hour stream. That would be fun to do though. All right, yeah. So she's got like if you guys play League, this is kind of like Ari, her Q. So she throws out a ball and it does damage going forwards and coming backwards. It's like a boomerang. It's a lot of damage. It's good. You're gonna want to max that out first. This one, it's like a lob. Think of it like Mori's Hive, but on steroids. Just a big lob that can mez when it's empowered. And she has a dash. That's omnidirectional, so it's really good for kiting and dodging abilities. Very good dash. Her ult, it's like a stim for her stats, and then she gets an execute ult, doing up to 100% damage based on target's missing health, so it's an execute. Very good. What up, Nugs? Augments. She gets stealthed with one augment. Looks like a stacking one. And then like a vision one. New map is cool. I can't wait for a new map. Placement matches for ranked. Matchmaking improvements. Narbash is changing to a stance switcher kinda with his heal and attack speed. Muriel's getting some new abilities. Terra now only scales with armor and, well, yeah, physical armor, magical armor. I'm doing good, Nugs. I'm chilling, dude. Grim's skin does look sick. But yeah, don't build physical damage on Terra anymore. You're gonna wanna build armor only. She doesn't benefit from physical damage items. She just benefits from armor. Shimby can dash anyway, vertically and horizontally, and her wolves shoot in a straight line. Some UI. I know there's a lot of camera changes and stuff. Very cool skins, bundles, price adjustments. Replay fixes will arrive later. Death timers increased. Kill experience changed. I won't get into the nitty gritty. I'll just go over like main stuff, because this could be like an hour-long video if I went through everything. Some characters get new augments. So Acheron gets a camouflage, kind of like Cloak, when he's attached to a wall with his web, and he gets hunger plus HP regen. It's very cool. His passive's getting changed a bit. Just different numbers. He doesn't have any mana anymore, so another manaless hero. So you won't have to worry about running out of mana with Acheron. It's very cool. Plus he gets permanent health when he executes someone now. Also very cool. Argus What did they give him? He doesn't have mana anymore. It's just his passive. Basically, his abilities cost nothing. Kind of like Eden. It's just off of cooldowns. Argus got an augment that lets his ult shoot infinitely, and the projectiles are faster. So it's really cool. But yeah, Acheron and Chiron, or Acheron and Chimera both don't have mana costs anymore. So just like Eden. I getting a call? Oh. But yeah, Argus getting an ultimate augment where his ult range is infinite and it shoots quicker. Aurora, she gets a cool augment where it makes her roots ability cast along with her wall. So what I mean by that is her wall will have an area around it, like attached to the wall, where if it hits an enemy, it roots them. It's really cool. It's like her E, but the Q also roots. It's really cool. It's hard to explain it. It's easier to show it. But yeah, it's really cool. They're also adding a lot of visualizations to things, so you'll see passives. So in this case, Aurora's passive, you'll see how many times she stacked it, up to 4 on her like health bar. It's really nice UI change. Gives you good info. They also changed camera modes for a lot of abilities. It's really good quality of life stuff. Ultimates can now be canceled. So if you cancel Aurora's ult, she doesn't get the cooldown back, which is awesome. They did that with pretty much every ult in the game. You can now like cancel them if they activate it, which is how it should be in my opinion. It makes it like rewarding. Same thing with Bale ult. Also, this character's attack speed, dude, is crazy. Like his autos are insane. Basics can now be blink proxied, so you can do your third hit and blink, and it like buffers the animation. He gets 2.5 times more damage on his third swing compared to just 2 times. This Bale character is going to be crazy, I'm telling you. Q no longer scales with attack speed, but it's now faster by default. I like it. Dire Howl got nerfed quite a bit, so it kind of sucks. And his leap got a different camera angle. Same thing, his ult can get canceled upon activation. Yeah. Same thing, Boris gets like the pips on his health bar. You can see how much he has his passive stacked. Very nice. Countess. She got a new augment. She can also teleport back to her Q. Or teleport backwards, yeah. So she has that ability again to Q forward and then use her Q to go backwards. So she's going to be pretty annoying. A good thing though is they removed the cooldowns from her passive proc. So she still gets the movement speed and HP damage, but she no longer gets refunded cooldowns, which is awesome because this character's busted. So it's gonna make her less busted. But yeah. So her Q's reworked. She leaves behind a shadow at her original location that she can teleport back to when she reactivates it. So she can dash in, dump her kit, and reactivate Q to dash back out. It's gonna be really annoying, but you know, it's like a hybrid between old Countess and new Countess. Same thing, Countess's ult can be interrupted. Crunch got a pretty cool change. He has access to empowered abilities at all levels. So level 1 through 3, level 1 through 6, you know? He has access to empowered abilities. No longer gonna hinder him level 1 through 6. It's gonna be, this character's gonna be super strong. Some increased damages, costs, whatnot. They reworked his ultimate, so now that it's just like a stim. And what I mean by that is it's no longer the last ability cast. It's basically if you hit R, you get 1 free empowered use of any of Crunch's 3 abilities. So you can uppercut someone, hit R, and then you can uppercut them again. It's pretty cool. Or you could empower dash twice. Like, it's really cool. It's gonna take some time to get used to, especially with how many games people can put on Crunch. But once they get used to this, I feel like this will be better in the long run. It just makes more sense. Rad rounds shows the stacks. So once again, they're doing this with everything. It's super nice. You'll be able to have so much information on stacks and passives and everything. Also, some augments on some characters are getting added into the kit by default. So, like Decker, she used to have an augment where if you use her passive, it would give yourself movement speed along with allies within range. Now she just has that by default, I think. And then she gets a new augment where it's like every time you hit someone with a stun, you get gold and magical power. And this is infinite. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, now Decker gives movement speed to her allies when using her passive. So you'll see that with a couple of characters there. Some of their augments are made default within the character's kit. Eden gets tuned a little. I know this character's attack range is shortened, and that's the case with a lot of carries if they have mobility. So someone like Kira or Eden, their attack range is shorter now. So you'll have to get closer to your target to deal damage. Feng Mao's adjusted a bit. Little change to his passive. He gets pen instead of physical power. More ISO damage. It's just like a change for him. It's gonna be a little different. Gadget, different augment. Gives her a level at 200 passive stacks and increased jump height at 500, so it's pretty cool. And another augment, getting more stacks when hitting someone with a mine. Well, empowering the mine, so hitting a mine and then autoing them gives more stacks. So pretty cool gadget changes. Gideon, this character's gonna be kind of crazy. Some more changes. This guy's getting like increased maximum mana for every 10 power he possesses, so it's just a non-stop power beast, right? More mana you have, more damage you have, especially if you're building Alchemist Rod on this character, like, or Azure Core. This character is going to be crazy with Azure Core. It's a must build. This guy gets bonus damage and everything, bonus mana, So make those two work for each other. Just build this guy full mana and damage, and you're gonna pump. Like, everything he does gives him max mana, which in return gives him max damage. It's so good. Great tone. Some changes. I like this change to his Q. Basically, it means they changed his armor shred stacks accordingly, and the max stacks went from 8 to 4. So basically, you're getting max stacks quicker, which is great. It just makes his shred more efficient. So you only have to stack it 4 times, 4 instances of damage from his Q to get that percent pen. Very good change for him. Once again, some camera adjustments. Grim. Pretty sure this character is going to be really strong, but yeah, he's got shorter attack range, so he has to get closer. Assault mode. Empowered shots now have longer range. And I guess they can now critically strike. I didn't know that they weren't critically striking. Grux. Yeah, they gave this guy a really good augment. It gives him 10% attack speed per enemy hero or leader within a certain area that has a stack of Bloodlust on them. So if you hit multiple people, you're going to get so much attack speed, dude. So much attack speed. Once again, being able to see bleed stacks, very nice. But yeah, he's got a new dash, so it no longer stuns. His dash no longer stuns, so this character won't have, 3 stuns in this kit, which is nice. But he's got like a little dash, and by little dash, I mean it's a big dash. It's gonna make him less gankable. It's gonna be really, really nice for gaining distance where needed. It's pretty cool. I'll have to do some testing with it. Healing now applies for his RMB for each hero and camp leader hit instead of only once. So more things you hit with the RMB, more healing. Very good. And like I said, some characters get their augments built into their kits by default. Grux gets that. When he ults on hit, he gets extended duration for his ult. So it's huge, Like, if you're constantly hitting someone while your ult's activated, that ult is going to last a long time. So you don't want to fight Grux when he ults. You want to get away, bro. Howie, now you want to charge his Q when you're casting it, because the damage is from 65% to 100%. So you want to make sure you're charging your Q 1 second before firing it. Otherwise, you're going to be missing out on a lot of damage. So how he can like hover in the air and shoot his Q, that sort of thing. Something cool. It's like a Junkrat mine now. You can use Howie's mine while it's in the air. So there's going to be some Junkrat lineups with this character now. It's going to be so sick. Or like if you're ulting in the air, you throw a mine below you and you blast yourself away. You're going to have some crazy tech with Howie soon enough. It's going to be crazy. Iggy, once again, showing passive stacks. Nice. Some changes. Turret health. Armor. If you guys want to go through all the numbers, feel free to, pause the video or go through the patch notes yourself, because there's just so many changes happening. I'm just going through the general stuff, like I said. Otherwise, this video would be so long. Kalari. You can now apply the passive to multiple targets at a time, which is gonna be deadly. And now you can see how long the cooldown is between each hero, which is perfect, because this is essential information to know as a Kalari player. Basic attack increase. Cost decrease. Multiplier increase. Kalari's gonna be big. I know the dagger got nerfed a little damage-wise, and the damage got placed into her basic attacks, so slight change. Camera adjust for ult as long as more ult scaling, so Kalari is gonna hurt. So yeah, Kira's gonna be another crazy character, I think. Her Q augment is now built into her kit. Very nice. This is her new passive. She gets empowered periodically with her next basic attack or R&B to fire a raven at the target that explodes on impact, dealing current health damage to the target and all targets in a small area. It's gonna be really. This character is gonna deal some major burst damage with this passive. It's very cool. Wraith change or Wrath change. That's her auto, less range, like I said, but more damage. I'm a little sussed out on this, but she's just gonna have ramping damage amplification from Vengeance, and that might be crazy, dude. This might be crazy. So, and Dust now resets its cooldown if the turret's killed by its damage. Like this character, this Kira character, oh my god. She's gonna be a menace. She's getting a full treatment to her kit. Gonna be very strong. Less dash range, but you get the dash range when you're upgrading the dash, so. Yeah, dude, this Kira character is gonna be, ooh, she's gonna be pumping. But yeah, Kai no longer has mana. He uses rage instead of mana. So another character that's not gonna have mana costs. So now he's got rage, replacing the mana bar, giving him movement speed, HP, and increased size. It's gonna be pretty cool. Quan. I don't think Quan has major changes. Well, he gets some vision with his blade, and that's pretty cool. So you can use it as a ward, or you can throw it in a pit, that sort of thing. It's gonna be cool. I believe that's the same thing with Bellica's drone as well. I think Bellica's drone also gives vision now, so there's a lot of vision play now. But other than that, nothing crazy with Quan. Bellica. Some changes, camera changes. But yeah, dude, drone now grants vision. Like I said, pretty cool. And just some slight adjustments. Mako, that healing ability no longer costs health. Can now be used by Mako to heal himself, so slight changes to Mako. Mori, she gets a new augment. I believe Curse, it might be her alt, I think. Pestilence is gonna deal lots of damage, her passive, so she's gonna be a menace with her passive damage. Auto range decreased. Hive changed a bit. Swarm duration increased to 4 seconds, so that's pretty big. Mark range is increased, but damage is decreased. Healing's increased, and it heals for more stacks of her passive on a target. Morn gets Contagion Eclipse, augment by default on his ult, very nice. And he gets a new augment that gives him the Howie treatment, where he gets movement speed, more movement speed than he already gets on his ult. Contagion can no longer be cancelled by crowd control. Very nice. He can channel his mez for a longer time period. Yeah. You can interrupt Morin's ult so he doesn't get the cooldown back if you interrupt his ult cast. So you gotta be more thoughtful when casting Morin ult. Same thing with I think every ult in this game now. You have to be mindful because it uses the cooldown as soon as you hit that cast button, and if your ult doesn't channel all the way through, it's gone. It's canceled if you get CC'd. So you got to be thoughtful. It's cool. It allows for counterplay for ults. Once again, vision UI information for passives, very nice. Some more scalings. Like Murdoch has magical power scalings now. I think a couple of characters have hybrid scalings now, so it'll open up some new build paths. But yeah, his buckshot got increased. Like carries are very versatile now as far as kits go. And it's really cool because that's what the carry position needed is more versatility, you know? Other than like, you know, what flavor of left click do you want, right? Muriel gets a rework. New ultimate. Same ultimate, but easier to cast. I think she has a stun too now. Yeah, she's got a lot of changes to Muriel, honestly. She's got a new ability that gives your like your allied heroes attack speed and healing. I think she has a stun in her kit as well now. Narbash is gonna be crazy. His stun can hit multiple people now, and it pushes them back slightly. He can grant physical power. With this AUG instead of healing. And that's gonna be really strong. You're gonna get like whole items worth of stat with this augment to your like carry and stuff. It's gonna be crazy. His ability is now a toggle, so you toggle. It's kind of like Lucio from Overwatch. You toggle between movement speed and healing. It's pretty cool. I like it. And his ult also has a mez in it, so it gets a mesmerize and a knock up. This ultimate's gonna be a game changer if it goes off and you're hitting people with it. Phase got some changes. You can see when she can blink. Oh no, what happened? Oh, I lost my place. No. Okay, here we go. Let's just look up phase. There we go. All right, perfect. We're back. Yeah. Phase got some changes. Her lance no longer pierces heroes, so it can be body blocked. So you can be mindful of that. I think that's the big change for her. Smoother animations, just like some quality of life changes. It's really nice. Rampage has a new rock augment, and he can pull boulders while jumping by default. So very big quality of life change. His jump now displaces enemies slightly. Very cool. Rena. Pull strength is increased on her Q, which is big. More CC for her. Her ult channel's increased. Once again, it can get canceled within this window, so be careful when you're casting this. It's going to take longer, and it can get canceled, you know. Revenant. Reload speeds increase, and he gets jump height with this quick draw augment. Augment changes. You can see his current ammo count, which is nice. Missing health damage, I believe, is increased. And Reckoning now steals power by default. Range increased to Richter by default. Very nice. He has an augment where you can hook allies now. That's kind of crazy. It's gonna be very funny to see that. Gets a new clearing augment. If he immobilizes or silences a hero, it halts their cooldowns, which is pretty good. It's very cool. So you can reduce enemies like cooldown timers. It's kind of crazy. And his ult like pulls them when it does its second iteration of damage. Seraph, dude, oh my god. She's gonna be an on-hit menace. Just build pure on-hit with this character and you'll shred through people. She has a new augment that gives her infinite attack speed as long as you're hitting someone. It's crazy. Sevrog is getting more HP from his passive. Health per soul increase from 1 to 3. That's so huge for him. And he's got some new passive perks. This character is going to be... a lot of characters are going to be so strong. His root got changed. It no longer roots, but if you hit someone, it chains them, and if they move from the center of the circle, they take another instance of damage and are stunned. So it's just like, you know, you gotta pay attention to this kind of stuff. It makes you want to stand still, but you can also cleanse it to avoid the stun. He also now has a fear with his dash. So that's another form of CC for Sev, which is awesome. You can use this fear to cancel people's abilities. Ult now executes at max rank instead of passives. Skylar, this augment is really cool. She shoots more missiles with this augment. Oh my god, I love that dog. But yeah, lots of changes. Feel free to read through them if you want to. Shimby, her wolves go. She basically has Darius passive from League minus the bleed. Her ult now stacks within her own kit. So once you hit someone 8 times, you can hit another character once and they get 8 stacks of Shimby's ult. It's going to be pretty crazy, but we'll see how this plays out. You know, if League can do it with Darius, then I like the idea of doing it with Shimby. But yeah, she can now dash like vertically instead of just horizontally. Q's also same thing. They go straight in a line, so you can aim it at people. She can't cast her ult unless it's full. So that's the caveat to being able to get 8 stacks on someone. You can only cast your ult once they're fully stacked. So that's the thing. Sparrow gets some interesting changes. She gets a new augment. I don't know if this will be good or not. I don't think it will be, but we'll see. It's kind of goofy. She has like ricochet autos. Kind of like Rama from Smite. Some magical scaling. Like I said, lots of characters are getting some magical or physical scaling, vice versa. Steel. incorporated the augment into Bull Rush by default. Very nice. I like this new augment. For those who don't know, Steel's passive or new autos are like a quick 1-2. So you like stun someone 1-2, stun him again, hit him with a 1-2. Like it's cool. It makes the character more interactive rather than just stun, slow punch, stun again, you know? It's really cool. I like what they did with Steel. And his ult is huge, bro. He leaps so high up in the sky when he's ulting, and his ult radius and range is increased. Terra has a Volibear ult now, so it still cleanses, but you're not immune to CC for the entire duration. You only have the cleanse at the beginning. And she scales with armor. So she's got a new passive where she gets increased armor while under a tower. Her damage now scales with physical and magical armor. So you just want to build pure tank on this character. Nothing else but tank items. If you build physical items, you're not getting anything from them. So make sure to build armor. Yeah. Her ult can disable turrets. So if you're tower diving someone and you cast ult, it'll disable the turret for a little bit. 4 to 5 seconds. Very cool. Faye now, I believe you can see the stacks of damage amp on her E, which is nice. And her ult is larger and can pull people from the sky. Very cool. TB, some changes. They're making this guy kind of like Lucian from League. Basically, this guy's a brawler, smaller range, but you get your dash quicker. When you're shooting people, you get a cooldown back on your dash, so you'll be dashing everywhere with this character if you're hitting autos. Wraith no longer can snipe through walls. Big change. You know, honestly, valid change. It's very annoying to deal with that it can go through walls. And with the new map, it makes more sense. Plus, the new map is open, so it'll be fine. Wukong, not too many changes, honestly. Just some slight stuff. Yin, Rising Storm stacks are now visualized. Once again, stacks are changed from 8 to 5, so it'll be quicker to get that attack speed up. Lash kick, she gets more distance with. Very cool. Yurei, some slight changes. Scaling's decreased. That sort of thing. But yeah. Xeris, I don't think nothing's too crazy with Xeris. Yeah, nothing too crazy with Xeris. Zinx. Once again, some changes. Her ult's different. It's no longer HP percentage revive. It's now a hard number plus magical power. So it's gonna heal less for tanks, pretty much, and more for squishies. Then item changes. You know, just some standard changes. Physical armor, shred decreased. Void crystal changed. Nuke rounds gets more attack speed and more haste. So now we have 45% attack speed items. Sky Splitter's damage is increased, so big Sky Splitter buff. Solaris decrease. Spectra, it's more clear. Can now be applied to monsters. Very cool. More move speed from Bassi. Big. Azure Core changed to the shield. Less overall shield, but you still get like an 80 baseline, so not too bad. Megacosm now has health instead of mana. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that was, oh my god, that was as quick as I could make it. But yeah, I'm gonna